This video is to give you some ideas of how you can easily improve your English, particularly if you feel blocked or that you've stopped progressing. Everything you know and everything you know how to do, like watching a video, has been learned. And if you break those things down into individual elements, there are quite literally millions of them. Human beings are learning machines. We're doing it all the time, whether we want to or not. So why do we sometimes find learning a language difficult? The answer is that we've constructed barriers that get in the way of learning. But the good news is there are some very simple ideas to get over these mental blocks. So the first mental block is fear of making mistakes. We've been taught by school, family, friends and social media to believe that making mistakes is bad. We're constantly in danger of being wrong and publicly humiliated for it, and we do this to each other as a way of trying to impress people. And that's okay if you don't suffer from fear of making mistakes. But if you do, here's a suggestion. Remind yourself to think of every failure you see as somebody being courageous enough to try. Admire them, laugh with them, and encourage them. It'll have a massive impact on your own confidence when trying to do things you might not be able to do perfectly straight away. Mistakes are your friends. Make them frequently and learn from them. The second mental block is negative focus. When trying to learn a language, we tend to look for and focus on the things we don't understand. And this has a clear and direct impact on learning English. You may, in fact, already have enough contextual information to interpret a situation. And if you use that, it's a great way of learning. But if you focus on what you don't know, that's all you see and your brain shuts down. It gives the impression that there's too much work and that learning a language is too difficult. The solution is to focus on the words you know and the similarities between English and your language. Use context, gestures, mimes, drawings, anything to communicate and extract meaning. And the more you do this, the more you put your brain in a state where it learns easily, and most of that learning happens subconsciously. The third thing that frequently gets in the way of our learning is laziness, and we've all been there. There's an opportunity that we know will be good, but when the time comes to actually do something about it, we say, I can't be bothered. The cause of laziness is thinking in the short term. We're effectively avoiding using energy on things that don't give us immediate satisfaction. Unfortunately, because most good things in life involve setting up and preparation, laziness blocks our path to long-term goals. If you seek help with laziness, it's possible to find serious psychological reasons for not wanting to do things which are good for you. But the short version of what specific training helps you to do is simply to choose not to be lazy anymore. Get out, meet people, talk, take social risk. It will dramatically change the probability of positive outcomes in your life. And if you do that with language learning, then you learn. The fourth block is time. Work, family, friends, hobbies, the internet, TV, relaxing, sleep. It's easy to trick yourself into believing that there simply isn't enough time to learn. But it's not true, and one way to break this misconception is to do the things you would be doing anyway, but do them in English. English is pretty much wherever you choose to look for it. Many of your colleagues and clients speak English. So do people in your family. So do some of your friends. You can watch TV in English, films, series, books, and the majority of the internet is in English. The truth is, it takes a bit of self-discipline to get started, but it quickly becomes easy. So make English your hobby and use it at every opportunity. The fifth block that we have to deal with frequently is lack of self-belief. People often say, I've got no talent for learning languages. And it's certain that some people appear to have an innate gift for acquiring new languages. But if you look closer, either they were brought up in situations where they were exposed to multiple languages, or they spent time finding out about language and using every opportunity to learn and practice. A famous person once said, there's no such thing as talent, only motivation. And that famous person might be right. Every single child brought up with two languages becomes bilingual, regardless of intelligence. You certainly managed to learn your mother tongue without too much trouble, and in cases of necessity, learning blocks fall away and adults of all backgrounds learn to communicate. But it all really comes down to you. and whether or not you're prepared to engage your brain with learning. It doesn't have to be hard work. The best thing you can do to learn is to talk with people, but fast improvement can come from something as simple as watching a series in English with English subtitles, or reading